Zoom in on Spam. It is all in his hands right now. Can he lock it in? Oh, the jump looks good. Brand makes the mistake and respawns. And it is Spam who takes the win on map number 1. What an amazing performance.
Il creuse l'écart avec Spam.
C'est un peu sûr.
Oh lol. C'est bon, ça passe. Ah, il a réussi à se remettre. C'était la merde sinon, hein. C'était la merde. Il va peut-être perdre une place ou deux. Pac qui a pris la meilleure place.
Kappa moving up to P3. Twin potentially battling for the lead with Quad. He's up in the lead. Could the Slovak win a map? Mother up into P3 battling with Kappa for P4. Twin could be in with the map win, boys. Meanwhile, Kappa should be in for a good result. But ladies and gentlemen, Tween Marek Paka from Slovakia takes the win on Picicle. Gwen second, Mother third, Kappa fourth, Aurel fifth, Scrappy sixth.
The very last identity. Can you say was so close to the inside? What a good identity, and he will actually win it with a huge lead over 2 seconds. What a time is that? 6 minutes 16.17. Massa on second, then Brandon.
One more identity to go in order to secure himself those 20 points plus the 2 points he gets from the map for the fastest lap, and he will do so indeed. Pack is winning this map 5 and 6, and what a great performance here from Thomas Cole in the ending. Very nicely done here.
Ok, c'est bon. Karl, ça a l'air d'être bon aussi pour Pack, malheureusement. Quoique. Oh là 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 là. Allez. Il y a Pack qui est juste derrière. Oh aïe aïe. Allez Karl, let's go. Oh là 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 là. Karl, quel crack.
Classy. Oh my god, I forgot to turn on my microphone. Oh my god. Nice first impression there. But I thought I already had it enabled, like I have done it already. But welcome in everyone, also from my side. I am Luckers Turbo, your host for today. Yet again another step that will be covered by me. And also Marius. And I think the music is a little bit too loud, so I'm just gonna lower it a little bit. But there are a lot of things on the menu today. There are a lot of things that I will go into. But first of all, just wanted to introduce myself. And there you can see the globe is here, there. And there's my mate bed as well there. You can see it. I did it for the stream. No, I also did it just because I think it's better like that. And yeah, let's actually go ahead and talk a little bit about the step that was going on beforehand, because we had step 2 that was a great success. And I wanna go a little bit into the sort of step quiz, which is going on now, or which I'm gonna do now, but for that I have to go onto my desktop. So I'm gonna show it to you, and then afterwards we're gonna go into the standings. So let's actually do that, and let's do the quiz here. Let's take a look. Chrome is doing it here. Yes, there we go. Okay, there we have it. Wait, hello? Why is it not now it should probably work. Okay, that's interesting that this one is not working out. Window, yeah, I have this window here. It's quiz, yeah, this one. Hello, come on. Can you like do it? It's not getting my window. That's unfortunate because it worked. Of course, that is the effect again. So... Huh. Okay, now it's working. Perfect. Okay, so, okay, that's absolutely perfect. And that's what I don't want to see. Oh my god. Okay, so we have the step quiz. How well have you followed the TMGL step 2? So let's go ahead and do that. And you guys can do that as well. I'm just going to post it in here. And you can maybe play it at the same time as I do. But let's just do it here and let's take a look. 3 minutes we have, so that is 18 seconds per question. So that is a great time. And let's take a look here. Play quiz and see who won TMGL Step 2. That was Carl Jr. How many times Carl Jr. finished out of the top 8 since the beginning of season 1? Of the season. Out of the top 8 since the beginning of the season. I think twice. 0? Wait. He already won his last. It was Gap Jumper. Wait, no, Leap of Faith. No, that was the name. Oh, I forgot. Peck. Oh my god, I'm such a pepega. What? Peck is really quick this week. How many flying laps did he set? How many flying laps did he set on step 2? I think 3. Yep. 2 players won a map and gained the flying lap 2. Who are they? Spam, definitely. And I mean, Pack, yeah. Which player has gained the most places in the overall ranking between step 2 and 1 and 2? Probably Pack, because he has gotten a lot of points. Brent finished 5th. How many points did he score? I think 25? 25. 35 for 50. Yeah, there were so little point loss. Oh no, oh no. Oh no. Who built Switcheroo? His last map played in step 2. Banano? Yes! Which organization had the highest viewing peak? It's probably them again. Okay, so I got 70%. Could have been better. I messed up one thing. Don't Pepe love at me, but I got 70%. So that isn't too bad, right? Okay, chat. It's not too bad. So that's cool. And also one other thing, since we are here. There are 2 things here. There's the clash time. From tonight, you will be able to control the car of your favorite player through a 6-minute race that will be happening during the breaks between map 4 and 5. So there you can also see the controls. Maybe we should need a command for that. But I will also like put that one in and you guys can see it then. So that's how you do it. And I'm gonna post it in just when it will start. Then of course I also want to make you aware of that you can cheer for Pack and all the other players of course as well. Very handsome picture here of Riolo, I have to say. And yeah, so you can do it here. cheer.trackmania-grand-league.com, but I also put in the link into the chat. So those are the things that you can do as well. Alright, so those are the things, and now let's take a look onto the important stuff. Onto the standings here, because we see Pack, who's now at a good amount of points. As you can see, on a nice amount of points, he's at 69 points. And then we have Aurel behind that with 67. So Aurel really with a good start into this Trackmania Grand League season, getting himself a lot of points. And then we have Tween, Spam, Afi, Bren, Massa behind Pack and Carl Jr. So that's really good. Carl Jr. has almost secured himself the placement already. So that's a great thing for him to do. Because I think he can put less effort into it, but I think he won't slow down at any cost or anything. So it's just really good. Muda, 26 points after losing a lot of points on that last step. He actually lost, I think, 46 points on the last map. So that was very unfortunate for him, as well as Scrappy losing out on, I think, like a lot of points like in every kind of like event. So that's not good. And then Riolo, Kappa also struggling a bit. As you can see, 18 and 12 points. And then Gwen, the underperformer, alongside with Papu for me. So they are really, they have to push it. and it's not looking good for them. They have to get a good step, else they will be in the bottom 4. I mean, can you believe it? Gwen, I mean, he did a tweet longer where he said that he has not a lot of time to practice because of school and stuff. So that is unfortunately not good for him. So bad to see that, but hey, what do you want to do? Things like that, of course, occur to you, and you cannot do anything against that. Gwen is getting mature or like being a grown-up, so things like that unfortunately happen, and that's why he cannot practice as much. And maybe the motivation is also not there. Maybe he wants to play other things than just Trackmania and maybe some other like more fun things. Let's say it like that. So who knows? And yeah, I mean, that's it for the ranking. I mean, I have nothing to add to that. Also, only that the last map will be super interesting, because I want to talk a little bit about that, about the things that have happened this week, because there were a lot of things that were going on. Matchmaking was released, then like so many things. Trackmania is so active. Map 5 and 6, of course, from PAC last season, and also map 5 and 6 that are coming up now, but I'm going into that later. So let's actually talk about that, what happened this week. So it all started out of the blue on a Wednesday. After Cup of the Day, or before Cup of the Day, matchmaking has been released. It was out of the blue, no one has expected that, and hopefully this didn't impact the performance, or this won't impact the performance of the players, because matchmaking is really addicting and it is a lot of fun. I also grinded a lot, but I think people are taking it seriously. Also the OGL players, the OGL level was really high. So that was what happened. And then yesterday, it was Muda clocking in a 10-second improvement on map number 6, where he found a different line. I'm gonna go into the maps, of course, before we're gonna start. But map 6 will be a complete banger, I can tell you that. It will be completely epic, I can say you. And a lot of things can be done there. The save, or the route that Muda has found, saves 2 seconds. So it is unbelievably fast, and I think that it is actually Muda going for it. But it's such an inconsistent line, so eventually the players who find or try it out will fail or something like that. So those are the things that have happened this week, and that's the things that have happened in the step last week were that PAC, of course, secured himself a lot of points. I think 64, if I call it correctly. 64 points with 2 map wins on the last 2 maps, which were Switcheroo and the Slalom. So that was a crazy performance by PAC. And also Massa with a crazy identity on that map 5, if you recall it correctly, where he just tapped the brake and got so much speed. So Massa is also absolutely crazy. So Massa and PAC were definitely the winners of the step. And also Carl Jr., of course, keeping his points. So that was very good. But we didn't have too many points losses in this step. We had PAC not losing his points this time, of course, because he got second in the step. But we had Spam, I think, losing 26 points or 24. And then we also had Muda, who lost 46 points on the last map. So unfortunately for him, but it was such a close level. Also on map 4, where Picicle, maybe you remember that map, players were 1.5 seconds apart from each other. So this just shows, so the top 11, and this just shows how insanely this level is. Alright, but enough talking here over the step. This were just my thoughts about it. And let's actually go into the maps here. Those are the opening maps. We have Picicle and Bookcase that are the opening maps. So the opening maps mean that you don't lose your points there. You will just collect them and nothing will happen. You will gain, of course, for top 3 the most amount of points. For the fastest lap you will gain 2 points, and you just have to collect them. Then we have map number 3 and 4 in the second phase. We have the semi-final maps, which are Switcheroo and Slalom. On those maps, the bottom 8 will lose 50% of their points. So if you have accumulated 18 points, you will lose 9 points. If you have accumulated 19 points, you will also lose 9 points. So Nadir was very good with that, with you, that you don't lose 10 points in that instance. So that's really good. And so if you get 8th and you had 19 points, for example, you lose. If you get 9th, and you had 19 points beforehand, you're gonna lose 9 points, so that means 10 points, and you get, for that respective position, you gain the points, so 5 points. So you have 15 points after that. So the points will be added up after the point loss, if this makes any sense. I think so. So Switcheroo and Slalom, I think those tracks will suit Pack very well, as well as Massa. But of course on those maps it's not that important to really get yourself like a top placement. You just want to be safe in the top 8, and I think we're gonna see a good performance from Pack there. Now the new maps, Frozen Fridges and ToThePeak. Yeah, ToThePeak was the map where we where Muda has found the trick. It's taking a different line over those boost patterns that you can see here. You want to take a certain line, but it's pretty high up, this start block again. So the start block is far up there in the picture on the right. Maybe you can see that. So the map is really cool, but it's really hard to do. I can tell you, it's hard to do this identity. I was thinking about stuff like that, but it's so hard to really push it that much. And then Frozen Fridges, it has some difficult parts in between the identity where you have to avoid some trees, also like some freewheel shenanigans. But I think this web is also on the easier side of the ending. Okay, I think that's it for the maps. And let's actually go into my prediction, because I think with that, Muda and Scrappy will take P1 and 2. I have no idea, but I have the feeling. I don't know, I think this will be Scrappy's step today. And also Muda will blast it out today, because I mean he did it 6 times in a row, and I think so this identity jump on map number 6, he did this 6 times in a row, and I think that he will at least do it once, and with that survive it and secure his points, because this identity will save you 2 seconds, and Muda is just certainly very good on ice, so I think that he is gonna make it. I also had Spam in my mind, or just Riolu actually, because I think he's gonna do good here as well. But it's also hard to come up with a pick. Gwen, Carl Jr., Papu. Gwen and Papu, of course, need the points. But I just went for a more riskier bet here. I wanted to do that. So that's why I picked Muda on first, Scrappy on second, and Pack on third. I think Pack will just secure his points throughout map number 5 and 6. But Muda will take the big boy points on those maps. So that's my prediction. Do we have anything else? Yeah, we have the explanation of the step. And let's actually take a look into that, and I will show it to you. So that's how a Trackmania Grand League step works. If you have any more questions after that, hit us up in the chat. And without further ado, enjoy the explanation.
Welcome to a Trackmania Grand League step. Let's zoom in on how a step works. Each step is played under the Champion mode, which consists of 6 races taking place on 6 different maps. In each race, the 16 players will start the race at the same time and will execute 6 laps. The player with the best lap time is given 2 extra points for every race. For the first 2 maps, part of the opening phase, players get warmed up and win points according to their position. For maps 3 and 4, things heat up, and the players who finish the race in 9th to 16th place lose half of their points won from the previous maps. Every player still wins points for the maps being played based on their position. For the 2 final maps, the pressure is on and everything is at stake. Players finishing the race in 9th to 16th place lose all the points that they have won so far. In conclusion, step points are fully determined at the end of map 6. And these step points are then added to the global ranking.
All right, that was the explanation, and let's actually go into the game. I can join the server just now, I think, by the looks of it. And there's no player on it yet. So that's something else. We're just waiting then until the players will join. Eventually everyone is joining in again. So yeah, I mean, we can take a look onto the actual standing here. Because I think it will be very important for the players, especially who are below 40 points. I mean, okay, maybe even Spam and Afi, that they have to keep it up. Because I think with those points that you get in this step here, you can really solidify yourself a good placement. And with that, people, especially in the like low 20s, like Muda, Scrappy, Riolu, who are below 20, of course, those players on the right side, they have to do a very good step, of course. So it's important for them. Carl Jr. looking good. I mean, he's almost 100 points ahead of Pack, who's in second. So this is a good performance, of course, but still, you need those points. And I mean, also the sort of money that is coming in with those placements, because you get more money for each place that you have ended or you're ending up with in the season. So yeah, I mean, it's just important to get that one done correctly. And yeah, players are currently joining in onto the server. And actually, I think I'm gonna go into the in-game overlay just for that, because I think we talked enough about that. And let's take a look how players will warm up here, because we're gonna see the map here that I was talking about, map number 6. So let me actually follow Carl Jr. here and see what happens. So let's go into the in-game overlay. Let's take a look here. Alright, so game is... Come on, you can do it, game. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, there we go. So sometimes it takes a little bit. But yeah, that's how it is. Let's see how Carl Jr. does his identity, because this is the map I was talking about. This is map number 6, and it has an ice part here. And also another one, if I recall it correctly, just coming after this couple of sections. Oh no, it actually was on the start or something like that, or a little bit earlier. But I haven't played those tracks myself. But now you see the identity, so let's see how Carl Jr. makes it, and if he's surviving the trick that Muda has found. So let's see, he's not going for it, and it's actually a smart decision. And yeah, I mean, it's smart that he's not doing it. But let's see if anyone else does it, actually. Does anyone else do it? I have no idea about it, actually. Scrappy tried it yesterday on stream. Let's see Evon here. Let's see Evon if he's making it or not. Because he's approaching it now, and let's see, because this is, I mean, people are jumping straight here and not to the left, and with that you just skip so much boost, and you jump here immediately and then go into that. So you skip like this whole left-hander. I'm not sure if anyone goes for that or if this is only psychology, but getting that consistent is so hard to do, and I'm not sure if they gonna make it or not, or if they gonna try it, let's say like that. I'm not sure if Pack has figured it out. I mean, he's a strong player, of course, but he has no need to go for that. Yeah, I haven't the mods. Well, I have no mods through that, actually. Should I go for it again? I mean, I don't have the team skins and stuff, so I actually have to go for it, because I have disabled downloads. So yeah, I have to actually do this. So I'm actually sorry for that. Let us rejoin, because we don't see the M&M skin. I'm sorry to do that, but we have to do that. So I am sorry. So let's rejoin here and see. Probably mod will load. In the meantime, everything will be downloaded. Never mind. I think I have to rejoin once more, because now the downloads have been triggered. So this identity view is cool, but it can get pretty messy, because there is this obstacle there, actually. So I think I'm gonna go into the normal camera or something. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. So, Pack with the Mali skin. That's where he's from, if you didn't know, guys. Pack is from Mali. And yeah, I mean, without further ado, I think we gonna just check or just wait for the players to join in. So yeah, that's it, kind of. And then we're gonna see how things will develop here. So Marius will also join in a minute. Okay, the shortcut actually says 1.5 seconds and not 2 seconds. Okay. And it requires a lot of speed and also a precise amount of speed. As you can see, Pack goes for it now. And you have to get this nose down and this one perfectly. That was very nicely executed from Pack, but it's so hard to do that. And the camera certainly does not help because it's so far away. So I'm gonna go into the follow cam then and then just spectate people like that. So that's how things work out. And yeah, Moda, the guy who just got the things rolling, kind of, is also here on the server. So we're still waiting for some people. It seems maybe German is here. Virginia also here. So 3 players still missing. Aurel, for example. Right, let's go and check how Bren is warming up. As I think Cup of the Day should be over very soon. So I should... I'm just waiting until Marius is ready and pops up in my stream. Just when I talk about that, Cup of the Day is over now. So thank you. Oh my god, the double raid from Granadi and Marius. Thank you guys so much. And welcome to the Trackmania Grand League cast for Pack. So let's see if Bren makes it or not. If Bren makes this route. Okay, looking good. But he actually goes for a different way here. We see different strategies and Bren goes for a more conservative approach there to the right. Okay, so guys, this map will spice everything up. And I think that this will be very interesting to see. And yeah, Marius, I'm just gonna call you on Discord now. So thank you, Granadi and Marius, for your raid. Hopefully you had a good time watching and playing Cup of the Day. Who won actually? Granadi, did you win? Marius, did you win? Maybe.
I got second, beaten by 8,000, losing it in the last sector.
No way. Oh no, Marius. Still a great performance though.
Yeah.
But you're probably not happy about that. But of course, welcome to you in this stream here. And I mean, getting second is the new shorty, but 8,000 of a second, this is unfortunate. This is of course unfortunate for you, but things like that of course happen. But now you can clickbait. You can clickbait closest TOTD final or something like that. I don't know.
Is it the closest? Actually,
maybe.
What was the closest one? I don't know.
Well, just do the title. Okay, so we have an interesting step today. I mean, I said it will solidify positions for people, so they are in the... So people who are now in the bottom positions, they have to do good here. They have to do good. And I mean, map number 6, you got it yesterday. I mean, you streamed yourself, and you've seen the Muda spam also in your chat, even though it was banned in Scrappy's chat on map number 6. So what do you think about the step, and in general, what is your top 3 prediction?
My top 3 prediction would be Pack on first, because he was very strong on map 3 and 4. Today's map 3 and 4, which was last week map 5 and 6.
Yep.
And he also has great 6-level times on the 2 new tracks. So I see Pack definitely winning today. After Pack, I would say Mother. As the identities have to do something with ice. Mother has great times, and especially on the very last map. He has this incredible time with a new strategy, or with a risky strategy, but it didn't look risky when I watched his 6-level Ghost with Cam 7. It looked like he still had it under control to make it. So I think Mother will do good if his computer does not fuck up or connection like last week.
That really kills your momentum. I also think that I also have Muda and Pack in my top 3, but keep it going.
The third one. Yeah, the third one is tough, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't see times by Carl Jr., at least not top times. But he has this streak of always getting top 8. And because he has this streak, I will just say he will continue this streak. I will come to third. And I don't say Gwen still, because I also don't see Gwen times.
Yeah, what about Papu though? I mean, Gwen and Papu are really like a disappointment in this season, and they have to do good in this step. They have to.
Yeah, slowly but surely they have to.
Yeah, and this will put more pressure on their shoulders. So actually, my top 3 today is, because I just my gut feeling said that to me. It's Muda on P1. Then I think it will be actually Scrappy on second, because I think those identities suiting Scrappy very well. He's a very good driver, also when it comes to understanding and doing stuff. Hopefully he won't risk too much. And then Pack on P3, because I think he will keep the points, but he will maybe struggle a little bit on map 1 and 2. And that's just my opinion about it. But we're gonna see, because map 1, or no, map 2, wait. Which is map 1. Picicle is map 1, right? Yeah, map 1 is Picicle. I think this one will be very close again. 1.5 seconds was the gap from 1st to 11th last week. That was absolutely crazy.
Exactly, also the week before, Picicle was very close.
Yeah.
But how much did Scrappy practice? Because he was doing so much matchmaking. This is the special thing this week, that matchmaking went out, and many players, also many TMGL players, focused a lot on playing that, which of course is a problem when they use the time for matchmaking. They didn't train as much.
Indeed, but Scrappy is fully playing Trackmania, and I think he's doing it. But anyways, we are starting now with the first map, and let's go ahead into the presentation, because map 1 is, of course, as we've mentioned, it's Picicle, so a map that we're seeing for the 3rd and last time on this 3rd step, and let's take a look how this map looks. So actually, the most important part of this identity hasn't been shown. And this is actually the part that comes after that, the drift, the freewheel part. You really have to gain a lot of speed there. So it's important to get that one good, as players are currently warming up. I was following spam just for that round, as skins have still not loaded completely. So that's unfortunate. I have enabled downloads, hopefully gonna see that on the next map. But yeah, I'm sorry for that the skins are not there completely. But yeah, what do you think about this map, Marius? I think it will be close, as we said beforehand, but who's gonna take it?
Yeah, in both weeks we had very close battles here between all players. Last week, Pack lost his points here, so this is not his best map. Interestingly, the 2 winners on this track might be a bit of a surprise, but in week 1, Ren was winning on this map.
Ooh. And
in week 2, it was Tween. So 2 players that we didn't see on the very top in most of the tracks, but there they went for very good positions. Let's see if they can keep this up and get good points again here in the first map.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that you say that. I mean, those players are the players we don't like come into our minds when we think about map winners. We see like Carl Jr. and Pack, of course, dominating the map winning scene, and but we had a lot of map winners. But let's take a look here into the first round, as I am just going to the free camera here. We see Afi and Massa, and as well as Aurel, so 3 mistakes already. So that is a unfortunate start for them, and I'm just gonna go with Scrappy, who is in the backfield of the Pack, also has made a mistake, as well as Link. So a lot of mistakes have happened, and it's a less closer round compared to the prior week. Okay, so Scrappy doing that still pretty nicely, and finds himself in a close range to the players. Good jump. Jumps so far to the right, but gets a lot of speed, so he stays there where he is, still not catching up, but only half a second behind. First identities coming in. Gwen is currently leading. Let's go with Pack, who is in the field of players, and let's see how Pack will make it here. Not a good approach here, but we see a lot of players making mistakes there, left, right, and center, and actually it is Carl Jr. dropping far behind, and it is Pack going into the second lap, and he's 6.2 behind Gwen.
Exactly, still many players close together. Carl Jr. currently on 12th place with half a second behind first. So there's nothing decided. Pack is doing well here in the first lap. Going into the second lap, now on 3rd position behind Gwen and Spam. So Gwen now with a great start. Maybe he can do something today. He definitely needs some points. But yeah, 5 laps to go here, and now Gwen with one bad corner directly from 1st to 4th, but comes back with more speed on the dirt. Now we have a triple tie basically for 1st position, and Spam also very close behind. Now this blind jump here should avoid the tree. Gwen is very close, but he makes it. Different approaches for this jump. Gwen and Papu went on the complete left side. Pack was jumping a bit diagonal, and we approach the next identity section. Pack on 3rd place. There is a little gap behind Spam between 4th and 5th place. So the top 4 have tiny lead, but wow, that's not a lot still.
Oh!
Pack went far behind, and Gwen is well. Papu with low speed. Gwen takes over the lead. Pack on 2nd place. Oh, Gwen has to lift off. It's still a very close fight in the top 3.
Wow, that was absolutely crazy. Also, Spam's identity there almost falling off there. And look at that, we have a 4-man battle here. Tween is accompanying, and also Muda is here. So what a crazy close fight here going into the 3rd lap. So we almost have the halftime here, but it is Pack leading. Pack is leading the race, not his best map, and this just shows why Pack is one of the best players, why he's the greatest of all time, maybe even, and it is Gwen. We're dropping from 1st to 4th position and now getting attacked by Kappa, Bren, and Spam. This is incredibly close here between the players, but Gwen actually making a mistake, goes for the respawn, and is now in last. So Gwen with a respawn in last, and this is how quickly tables can turn here. And yeah, this is not good for Gwen. What happened?
Muda had to release in the blind jump, and then he yep-tweet in the little drop below, afterwards, and had to respawn as well.
Ah, that's unfortunate. So Muda and Gwen out of this one here. Also Massa so far behind. But let's take a look here how Pack is doing this identity. But look at Tween! Look at Tween! Marek Pacha pressing B for boost there, going to 1st, but not the best light for him, and it is Bren in the lead.
Yeah, exactly. Now we have Bren and Tween both in the top 3, the 2 winners on this track. But Tween with a very weak line there, dropping behind Pack, and now also in a fight with Spam. But Bren and Papu, 2 French players, now in the lead with some gap of over 3/10 to Pack, who's still on 3rd place, still doing well. Oh, Bren with a slowdown, and he probably landed on the border, I think.
Yeah.
And this means that Bren will fall down to 6th place immediately. Of course, on the first track now also getting attacked by Carl Jr. On the first map, it's just about getting as many points as possible. You can't lose anything here. So on other maps you would be happy about 6th or 7th place, but here you want to have the first places when you can get them. But now Bren is out of that. However, we have Pack now actually in the lead, overtaking Papu, going into lap 5. And also Tween is attacking there. Papu always with low speed. Tween catching up to Papu, but still staying a bit behind him. Spam always around 4th place, and he still is. Kappa is now also joining the battle.
Yeah, it's a back and forth here. Like, positions are not the same. Like, in every round here, we have Bren losing it now. So a lot of people actually have died here, but coming back strong. So it's a back and forth between the players. But look who is batting it out for first. It is Pack versus Papu, but I have the feeling that Tween will have a good identity again in those next 2 ones. But yeah, Papu, I just talked about that. He's a player who has to push it, but actually has pushed it a little bit too much. Went too far there, was able to hold his gear here, but still loses on around point 2. So Tween is coming closer, and Tween is lurking, approaching the second last time the identity that players have to cope here. It is Papu versus Tween, and Pack has some room to breathe here. But he has to do, of course, a very good identity. Then we have Kappa behind, Carl Jr. Everyone is also falling behind, but the gaps are nowhere near as close as last week. And yeah, it is still Pack leading. However, Tween again with a lot of speed. Let's take a look onto Tween's identity here. Very nice execution, but Pack also with more speed by the looks of it. 0.3 of a second, and it's one more lap. And Tween with a mistake. Tween is dead.
Oh my god, that could have been 14 points for Tween easily, and now it's 5 points or something like that, or 4 points. It's falling far behind, and it is Kappa now. But it happened to Papu. Also, Papu dropped down to 8th place. So the 2 players that were close to Pack both died. And now it's Kappa actually on 2nd place, and Spam is on 3rd place. Spam seems to be not really the fastest player right here, but he did no mistakes, I guess, and that's why he's always up there in the top positions. And yeah, we have now also Ryulu. He was 8th place in the previous lap, and he went up to 4th, but now getting overtaken by Carl Jr. Anyway, Pack with a chance of 100 euros again. Another map win for Pack is possible if he survives the identity. Kappa is not that far behind, and Kappa was doing pretty good in the last 2 laps. But it is Pack's chance here. One more identity. It looks very great. Pack will take home the first victory in front of Kappa. Spam takes 3rd, Carl Jr. 4th, Ryulu, then Aurel. We have Avon in 7th place, Papu in the end on 8th place, and then Afi. The winning time is 6:52.25, is similar to what we had last week, a bit slower than what we had in the first step, where this was the deciding map, or 5th map, where you could lose all your points. And yeah, best lap goes to Bren with a 1:07.55, which is the fastest best lap that we ever have seen in all the steps.
Yeah, so Bren with 5 points here, but I mean, we have seen it here. I think under Afi, everyone has made a small, like a huge mistake. And yeah, I mean, it is Spam and Ryulu getting rewarded here for just driving consistent. I mean, you said it, it was Ryulu who was at 8th position and went up to 4th. So he will be certainly very happy about that. And also Pack with a map win, not the perfect map, but 20 points and 100 euro. So Pack is absolutely crazy. And let's go to the next map here. We have a Bookcase as the next one. And of course a map that Pack has, yeah, like mixed feelings about. But of course he got 2nd here, but lost 82 points on that. So let's take a look onto this map. Okay, that was Bookcase, and maybe Marius, you can tell us a little bit more about this map. I mean, some statistics maybe you've picked up.
Alright, so very big favorite on this map is definitely Carl Jr. In the first step he was leading the race until he saved the identity, as it was map 6, and got overtaken. Got still 2nd place, was overtaken by Mother. But on the 2nd race, it was Pack leading, Carl Jr. in 2nd, then Pack saved, so that Carl Jr. won. So Carl Jr. went top 2 in both races. Pack, of course, he lost his points here in the first step. Sadly, the 82 points loss. But then last week he did really good on this. So again, those 2 players should be at the top. And Mutter was also doing well in the first step, as I said. The fastest lap went to Gwen. In the first step, he did a 105.63. But yeah, Gwen is fast, but he did not have any clean race so far, I think, in the whole season. So let's see what he can do this time.
Yeah, let's see. Take it over, Marius, here, as we're just mixing the rounds up, I would say, a little bit.
All right. And let's start here with the first lap. And following Pack, Nobody with a big mistake here, of course, in the first few corners. The first difficulty is here going outside of the poles and keeping the gear on the dirt, but these players are pretty good. But Kappa, he actually bonked the wall, and this will mean that Kappa will not get many points on this track. Then we see 3 people taking the inside line there through the visitors beside the track with a no-slide approach. Gwen, Bren, and Ryulu. And Gwen and Bren are also currently in the top, so that definitely paid off for them. And now we approach the identity for the first time. The identity is quite difficult. You need to release perfectly before the jump full speed into the first layer here, wiggling on the dirt, always jumping beside the poles, and then do a bug slide at the end. And we see many players actually losing time there. So there is now a gap between the top, let's see, let's wait for the multi-lap, how many players actually survived there. 6 players, and then there's a gap to Mata on 7th, already over 7/10.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. I was just going into the normal replay camera instead of the other camera or the follow camera, and was looking absolutely crazy. And I just wanted to do that because the view is like from the other view, you see what happens, but I want to see how much they release and if they misalign and how they adapt. And definitely a great fight here, but we see Gwen in last at the moment. Ahead of him we have Link, but just when I said it, it's Gwen with a better line, but still not the best identities for them. And we see huge gaps already, but let's focus here on Pack for that battle, since he is currently in the battle with Papu for that 3rd position. So Pack certainly with good amount of points here, and we can see him doing this one very well. Nice wiggle there, goes over into that 3rd position, actually 2nd position with that. No, never mind, wait, what happened? No, okay, I thought that he died, but it was just a skin that was not just displayed correctly for me, or I'm just blind. So Pack will still stay in that 3rd position. Sorry for that blunder of casting there, but he's only 0.17 away from Bram.
Exactly. So Bren in the lead. I saw that Carl Jr. lost a bit of time. He's still on 6th place though, but winning this map might be now a tough challenge for him. Pack now in front of Papu and catching up to Bren just a little bit. Bren now again with this tighter line here, the nose slide. And we see that he actually gains a lot of time in this lap. Wow, that was very, very well executed. But Pack also had a weaker line. Papu caught up. Kaku, of course, is a dirt player. Was a dirt player earlier, let's say it like that. And this is his best surface, and he just showed that in this dirt section. He caught up a lot of time to Pack. And now they are equal going into the identity. Both players survived, though is Papu a bit far on the side. It looked very, very risky for Papu. But they both survived it, and they both exited the identity almost equally, but Pack has the better speed in the uphill. So Pack now again on 2nd place, but the gap to Bren is still 7/10.
Is it the fastest lap from Bren here? 105.75, or was Gwen setting a faster lap beforehand?
0.63.
Okay, but still pretty close, and I mean with that Bren is extending his lead. Bear in mind it was Pack finding himself 0.2 behind on 2nd position, on 3rd position on that entry on lap 3, and now he's 0.6 behind Bren here, who does a very well line there over this part, extends the lead to 0.8 of a second. So what a great line here from Bren, I have to say, but he's in need of those points, and he was also looking strong on map 1. So Bren really understands that he has to push it, as well as Papu, who has a very great race at the moment. We see those players currently on another level. We see huge gaps between those players. And let's take a look here onto the next identity. I'm gonna go with Pack here, who does it really good. I think Bren had to release. No, never mind. I thought he didn't have the speed, but that wasn't the case. But Pack does it really well and is coming a bit closer towards Bren here in this part by the looks of it. But no, Bren has it much better though. He has it much better. And Papu now attacking Pack again, despite Pack had a better identity.
Yeah, interestingly, there are barely any fights. There are always some gaps. We only have Papu versus Pack being a bit closer. And then further behind, Gwen, Carl Jr. Oh, I just see Gwen losing speed. But yeah, Gwen with a nice comeback. I mean, he was, after the first lap, already 2.3 seconds behind. And until that mistake now, it was still around 2 point something. He also got the fastest lap time by Bren here with a 0.69. Meanwhile, and yeah, Gwen definitely caught up a lot of positions, but now with the additional mistake, down to 7th again. Let's go further ahead again. Papu and Pack still relatively close together, and they also caught up to Bren. It's only 3,500 now to the first place. Weird landing for Bren. Will he make it?
Pack goes for the
Oh,
save.
Pack has to save it, and this will lose him some time. But he is safe on 3rd place currently. There is a big gap behind him to the 4th place, which is currently occupied by Carl Jr. Bren with a very nice identity actually, and this should be his victory here. He has 6/10 of a lead.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it there. It was Pack saving it, and the bulk slide doesn't even gain you so much time. So that's why also saving maybe comes into consideration for Bren here at this part. Maybe he just wants to take those points. I mean, 14 points towards 20, it's a huge difference, but still, I think that Bren should think about that, because now this line is so good, the no slide and the Gwen line. Look how much time he gains with that. He has so much more speed than Papu. Okay, actually, never mind. Papu was holding the upper gear and is coming closer, though. Okay, I was not seeing that one coming. So Papu is pushing it, but let's go into Pack's POV here again. Papu is really pushing it for the win, and both Bren and Papu are in need of those points. Bear in mind, this is the last lap, and maybe some of them can snipe it for the fastest lap, which is right now a .69 by Gwen. Pack is going for it, though. He can be quite happy with those 12 points. Papu is going for the save, though, so Pack is overtaking him, and also Pack with more amount of speed, and Pack will overtake Papu here in this last turn, and he will stay ahead, but ever so slightly, only 0.05 of a second, and Bren will take it here, and Spam with a .55 as the fastest lap, overtakes Carl Jr. in the ending. So Spam, again, with a good amount of points here, with 12 points in this step, or in this map. That's very good.
And what a winning time. 6 minutes, 39.35. I can tell you that the last two races, the winning time was always a 41.1. So this is much, much better. But of course, Bren went for it on all the laps, while on the last two steps, there was always the leading guy saving one round. And someone else overtook him who was already a bit further behind. But great time by Bren, definitely. And the world record is also not that much faster. A 37.6 is just 1.6 seconds ahead around.
That's very good. That's very good, actually. I mean, if you consider it's a match situation and you really feel the pressure, and you feel it even more now because now the semi-final maps are coming up. And in these maps, it means you have to get into the top 8, else you will lose 50% of your points. So let's say that I don't wish that to anyone here, that anyone is losing his points. But let's say Evon is getting 9th position because he's at 9th now. He will lose 5 points, but he will also gain 5 points to his position. So he will stay in 11th. He will stay at 11 points. So the point loss is occurring before the actual before the points will be added up from the ranking of the third map, if this makes any sense. I think it did. But let's go into the map presentation and see what this map has to offer for us, because it's a cool one. It was Switcheroo, a good map for Pack. So let's take a look onto this. So I think this is one of the easiest maps that we have seen thus far. But I would actually compare it with the map from the first rotation with Picicle. I think it will be as close as Picicle here, Marius.
Yeah, we thought that also last week, and then Pack annihilated everyone.
True.
And seeing this warm-up, yeah, he was directly in the first lap of the warm-up, far ahead of everyone else. Oh, now he does a little mistake, but yeah, he's really, really strong on this track, and the big favorite, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward what Pack can do here. Let's go into the first lap. I'm gonna go into the follow all camera here to see or to spot that first mistake. As we see Massa already a little bit further behind, also not getting the best line, and Tween with the first mistake cannot go for the jump, and he will lose a lot of time. Look at that. This is such a speedy map, and with that you are definitely far behind. Okay, let's take a look onto Afi. Only 6 points for him, so it's not a good performance so far. Currently he finds himself in second last position, and yeah, look who's leading. Also Riolu with a good performance here, but I'm just gonna still stay with Afi because he gives us a good overview here over those player field and see who makes that first major mistake of that good or about that top pack here. Afi, however, with a good line over the grass section, goes very inside here, and now the first identity is coming up. You want to avoid the freewheeling blocks there that are left and right on this identity. And they are all doing it perfectly fine. Papu currently leading ahead of Riolu. And then we have Muda, Gwen, and Kaljina with a very outside approach. And with that, a lot of speed to work with. Into lap 2 we go.
Yeah, not the best first lap by Pack. He struggled a bit in some corners in the mid section of the track. Finds himself only on P5, but nothing lost. Last week he won with quite a big of margin. Gwen with another mistake. Gwen is just not consistent here, and this is not great in this kind of format here of the TMGL, where you can lose points if you drop into the bottom 8 now. And yeah, with that mistake, Gwen is now down to 13th place, 1.3 seconds behind the green places. Pack, meanwhile, just went from 5th place to 2nd in this lap. And is now catching up to Papu, going into the identity. Not the most difficult identity here. We can expect that players will survive it. And Papu with still a great identity, but Pack takes over the best lap here, 57.86.
Yeah, so we can see Pack had a really weak start, and the player field was a lot closer here on that first lap, and Pack didn't even, lose ground to Papu, but it feels like that because we had so many more cars around that. And yeah, Pack is attacking, so I'm just gonna follow Pack here for the last couple of turns on this map, and he actually goes for the attack here, goes for a more inside approach and has more speed. Look at that, and Pack now up into the lead actually, but it's nothing set in stone here, but Pack just with a superior line over this drift corner and goes into the lead. So this just shows where the origin from Pack is coming from. He's a tech player, and he shows us why. He's extending his lead, and he's on a monster time here. Marius, maybe you can tell us what was the fastest time last week. I mean, was it a 57.86, or maybe the time that Pack is doing, because I think he's gonna improve his time yet again. Yes, he is doing so. Pack 82.
That's so sick. I mean, he has beaten now previous week's best lap twice in a row. He had only a 92 last week, and now he drove 86 and 82. I mean, what is this level here? What is this performance? Well, he takes over the lead. Papu can't follow that. This is incredible. The gap is just getting bigger and bigger all the time. Carl Jr. on 3rd place is almost a second behind. And then we have also Kappa fighting with Carl Jr. Ryu doing well again. Ryu really with a great step so far, but he's still fighting with Bren and Afi, who have way more speed. So maybe Ryu lost a gear in the tech turn before or something like that. And we have Avon currently holding the 8th place. Massa, who was doing well last week on this track, is currently out of the green zone. So Pack has survived the identity, but lost a bit of time to Papu. Now 2400s between them.
Yeah, so Papu looks really strong this step. I have to say that Papu knows what is on stake, and he's one of the favorites to make it into the playoffs. He has made it into every playoffs, if I recall it correctly, and he's just a very good player. But Pack is just like on another level again. I mean, look, he's just extending his lead here because he has more speed in this section. That's what I want to stress out. This tech section suits Pack so well. He's gaining so much time here in this small drift, and look at the speed from Pack here, just going away. But of course he's not doing it because I'm talking about that now. But yeah, it's actually pretty close now. I thought that Pack will extend the lead a little bit more, but Papu's pushing it. Only 0.2 between them. I thought that Pack will take it a little bit more risky there, but maybe he doesn't have to, because second place would also be very good for Pack here. Having 34 points, he just has to survive. And yeah, good identity from Pack going to the last lap. It is 0.3 of a gap, and then another 0.8 of a second towards that 3rd position.
Yeah, Papu is definitely doing a great job keeping up with Pack that well. Also having good lead to the next player, to Carl Jr. on 3rd. But yeah, Pack still just on another level, now extending also his lead a bit in the last lap over Papu. It's over half a second now, and just imagine how Pack must feel in that moment. Last lap, you're first, you can win 100 euros, and he's just extending his lead. Like, is there not any pressure for him? Really great performance. I'm interested if he will beat his 6 laps time from last week, but of course he had that weak start, but then very fast laps afterwards. You're gonna see it's one more identity for Pack to make it. Big point loss, by the way, for Spam, have to point that out. He's in last place. But yeah, Pack wins with a 51.73. Last week on Switcheroo he won with a 51.77. So, that is consistency. Papu only 2600s behind though, on second place, and Carl Jr. on third, Bren on fourth, doing well again. Kappa on fifth, Ryulu doing also well on sixth place, Afi and Masa following up in the top 8, and the other players have lost half of their points. Also, Mada, Gwen are in there. Scrappy currently holding the last position of the whole player field.
Yeah, so Spam, the only player who dropped or who lost a double-digit amount of points. So unfortunate, of course, for him. But not a real huge point loss, of course. It can occur now because now players have also gotten more points and there are more points to lose out on. And yeah, Riolu with a very good performance here, as well as Afi and Masa securing those last couple of positions there. But also, also Papu and Bren doing it very well. They are just, yeah, holding their points, which is very nice to see. And yeah, look at that Pack with 56 points out of 66 points possible. Has a gap of 21 points. So this guy is an absolute machine. You can just say it. It's inhuman how he's playing. But let's go into map number 4. And I think it's a map that suits Masa way well. But I'm just going to show you the TMGL map here. And let's go. So, a map that suited Masa and Pack really well. They got first and second here on this track, and I think they're ready. Let's take a look onto Masa's identity, actually. I want to see it because it's looking so sick how Masa is driving that. Look at that identity from him. Just going from, I think, 8th to 2nd position, and you can see a clear, tendency again that Masa and Pack are ready here. But yeah, we'll start in 15 seconds, and Marius, maybe you can give us some statistics here about this one.
Yeah, Pack was also doing, of course, well on this track last week. He also had a fastest lap time, and yeah, as you said already, Masa was doing also good here due to the identity. So those two players we have to look out for. Also, I have to add to the last map. The world record is less than a second better than what Pack drove twice in the 6 lappers. So incredible how close he is to the world record. But yeah, let's dive into this track here. 56 points for Pack, first, second, and first place. Incredible performance so far. He can. Masa with an early mistake. Oh no. Oh god, Masa has to go for a safe line, avoiding the wall ride. But that is unfortunate. Masa will lose his points here, half of his points for sure, and will not play a role in the top battle. Let's go back to Pack. He's in the top fight here, currently on 3rd or 4th position. But yeah, with that performance that Pack is doing today, he might catch up to Carl Jr. in the overall season. He has a great chance to do so. Even if Carl Jr. keeps his points, he will come close. We have another mistake here. Was it Muda? Oh no, Muda as well. That is also unfortunate. And yeah, diving into the first identity, and Gwen went really far, while Pack got it incredibly well. And now he's first after the first snap with a lead already of 2/10, even though Gwen was far ahead during the first lap.
Wow, I mean, I have no idea what this guy is doing right now, but he has 56 points out of 3 rounds and 56 points out of 3 maps. And this guy is first again. I cannot comprehend how a player can be that good in Trackmania. I cannot understand how good Pack can be. And yeah, you said it. Massa definitely won't play a role here because this will put a lot of pressure on your shoulders. But also Gwen is playing super well on this track, pushing Pack at the moment. But let's take a look here a little bit further back because we have a close fight. But just when I praise Gwen, it is him making a mistake, going for the respawn. The caster's curse is kicking in. 1.2 seconds. Quick reaction though from Gwen, but Gwen making so many mistakes. It's unbelievable. And Pack is 0.4 of a second ahead, going into that next identity. Oh, it is Evon dead. It is actually another player dead. I think it was actually Aurel dead. So we have a lot of players who actually died there, and Pack is 0.5 ahead with the fastest lap, a 102.09. This guy is crazy, but now Massa is sniping that fastest lap and is now 305. So Mr. 305 is 305 away from P8. Nice.
Okay, there are way more mistakes than I expected. I mean, how can Gwen actually be 9th place and almost in green after he respawned? What is happening there? And Carl Jr. is, by the way, also in the red zone already early on, but he also still has a chance to make it because there are so many mistakes on this track. So it's Carl Jr., of course, here the guy that can lose the most amount of points, having currently 31 points. But yeah, Pack is already 1.5 seconds ahead of 3rd place because so many people crashed there. And it is again Papu who is the only one chasing Pack. Going to the next identity, Pack is so alone there. That is completely different to last week where we had still a huge Pack right behind him. And Massa always catching up there, but now he's just alone. Almost a second now to Papu and almost 2 seconds to Tween and Ryu.
But really nice. Huh?
What a lead.
Yeah, what a lead through that. But what is really nice here, we have Tween, Riolu, Bren, Kappa, and also Papu. Like all the players who are in need of those points in the top 8. I don't want to jinx it here, but they're playing super,
Pack with a mistake.
Well. And yeah, Pack with a mistake. I've seen that one on the outside, but he's still getting first because he could do that. That was actually one of the best parts where he could make a mistake. But now Papu is attacking and it will be actually closer, so Papu is changing the lead. But with Pack's performance, he can still make it into the first position, going so close there to the wall. Oh my god, look at that. Papu is losing 0.15 of a second over Pack in this section. This is absolutely incredible. This is absolutely sick performance by Pack. Going to that 3rd to last identity, we have halftime. And Pack is doing it well. Look at the speed from Pack. Look at the speed. He is just pressing B for boost and just, oh my god.
I wonder what is happening in Pack's mind when he makes a mistake and he still keeps 1st place. What will he think of that? Oh, well, the lead that he got now, already, after they were equal, like 1 lap ago. Incredible. Here he was clipping inside in the grass section. That could have gone much, much worse. It was very lucky for Pack that he did not lose more time. There could have been also a respawn. But yeah, currently he is 4.7 seconds in front of 9th place. So this is also very safe already. And it is Carl Jr. who is currently trying to get into the top 8, overtaking Mata right now. And I'm speaking about it. So Carl Jr. now in between section, but of course not safe. The next player in front of him is pretty far away. But yeah, Pack now approaching the next identity. And he is doing it very well. Papu, what was that line? Okay, he gets it, but he's losing always a bit of time to Pack. Papu's doing good on the other parts of the track though.
Yeah, I mean, Pack is again 1 second ahead. That's a deja vu, and Pack could win the 3rd map. This guy, I don't know what this guy is doing. He's so good in this game. I cannot comprehend, and he's 2 seconds ahead of P4. So let's follow Pack here. I just want to see how he's doing this identity. He is absolutely crazy. And yeah, let's take a look here. Pack is so far ahead, so let's go into the battle here actually between Carl Jr. and Muda, because 31 points are on stake. It is safe to say that Pack is getting first here. And yeah, it's a close battle, so let's see what Carl Jr. is doing here. It is very, very close between them. Carl Jr. not with the best amount of speed though. And he can overtake Muda here, but gets a lot of air time there, or a lot of grass time, and he's not making it. But now the identity will decide it. Pack is surviving it. He's getting first. Papu with the respawn, and with that, it is a complete Cloud Fiesta. Papu's falling apart, and Papu is going to lose his points. 16 points lost, and Carl Jr. is safe. It is the Carl Jr. effect here in the ending. You got to be joking me. Carl Jr. again in 8th position, Marius.
I know what they will say in Trilux cast, because when I went into that, I always heard that they were speaking about Carl Jr.'s luck with 8 places when he has a bad race. And yeah, I mean, on other occasions he deserved to get into top 8 because he made nice comebacks with great speed, but this was lucky. This was very lucky. He was losing it against Mada. Mada was really having a great last lap there, beating Carl Jr., but then Papu, who really deserved these points, he makes the mistake, and he has this almost dead respawn there. And yeah, that is very unlucky. But now, Torbo, let's explain the chat what will happen here on this break map.
Okay, you will have 5 different commands to decide who and what the car will do. So we have a little bit of a fun game. Guys, let's win this. Those are the commands. So it's plus, 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 plus for plus, minus, 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 and then right, and so on. So the car has a limit of 50 kmh, and let's try what the car will do here. So you can do those commands, and let's see if we win or not. But let's talk a little bit about that. In the meantime, chat can do this here, of course. So you can see it here. Class time starts, and you don't need to spam already. Oh, but yeah, I mean, guys, sorry that I didn't consider Pack in the last lap, but he was 2 seconds ahead, and I think there were too many more important things to go on. And also this one that with Pack and like Papu making a mistake, it was way more important. So let's take a look here. Maybe Javelin, you disable Nightbot like the spam thingy, but yeah, let's do that. So hopefully you can still make it in time.
Of course, it's quite important also for Pack if Carl Jr. keeps his points or not for the overall standings.
Okay, let's see.
But yeah, let's go. Can Pack win another race here?
Go Pack! Go Pack! Go! Yes!
Oh, a bit more left, a bit more left.
Right.
Oh,
Back. Guys, why are you doing plus? Why are you respawning? Don't respawn!
I don't know how much you need to wait until it actually gets through the command. So now left, and now right. You always have to do it a bit earlier than the corner appears. Always do it earlier. Yeah, forwards right will work.
Okay, I'm gonna go into virtual chat and type in respawn.
Left. Oh. Alright, now already go right. Right. Oh! Yes. We're on 6th place, guys.
Let's go.
Quen will do another mistake for sure. Go.
Okay, come on, we can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Bit of straight. Not right. Not too early.
Okay, it's fine. Let's wallhack. Go to the right.
Movement to the left. Oh god, back. Oh, will it work? I would say... yeah, shortly backwards. And now forwards right. Uh-oh. I see a problem.
Guys, we have to...
Yeah,
go forwards. Just go forwards. Plus. Go, everyone plus. We're making a... No left. Yeah, that's good.
Just plus.
Yes.
Yeah, keep that. No steering.
Don't go to the left or right.
Maybe one right steering by one. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's
right.
Now left.
Left. And right
yes.
already.
Right.
No, not the left.
Gas. Come on.
Yeah, that will work. That just forwards and right.
Yes. Left.
Already left. Early. Oh, okay. Backwards.
Backwards.
Go backwards. And then forwards left.
Left. We need to go left. Guys, we have to go back.
Yeah, just make a lot of minus for now. A lot of minus.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Left. Ah, guys, don't go forwards. Don't go forwards. Don't go forwards.
The car can't decide. Let's just go backwards.
Go back, guys.
Go backwards. Everyone backwards. For a moment. Kappa's chat has a similar problem, I assume. Okay, if you press backwards, also press right. But there are too many players actually.
Guys,
going...
don't plus.
Yeah, now left forwards.
Don't plus. Just go backwards now.
That is the most difficult section, yeah. This is a cloud for you, who's outside the track, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Kappa, Gwen and Pack are there. Afi is a bit further in the corner. Then we have also Tween and Scrappy there. Now Kappa, Ryulu, Spam all respawn. Massa also coming. Who's actually hitting Evan? Who's Evan? Oh, there's Evan. Evan made one lap.
Come on, team. Well, I cannot... Yeah. Come on. We're making it. Yes. Forwards. Yes.
Oh, yes.
No. Okay, we need to go back. Chat is trolling. Back. Everyone, we have to go back. Dude, I play better with voice commands than this.
But the good thing is Pack is keeping his points. He's on 8th.
Yeah, he's on 8th position. He's keeping his points. Back and left. We have to go back and left. Or like...
Massa and Afi with the overtake. Oh no. Aurel as well.
We had it so good. That's funny though.
I actually wonder why the car's going forwards. I just see the chat and there is barely any plus, so why is the car going forwards always?
Imagine we have someone else and they've messed it up. That there's different cars. Let's say I have Massa or someone.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I look at the chat, there is no plus since ages. So why does that happen? This is rigged, they want Pack to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine we are Ever now or something. Let's figure out who we are. Wait, what? Okay, I mean...
Someone, Chris made RS and that immediately worked.
Yeah, that's weird though.
Wait. That is actually a cool strategy. Oh, almost.
Sorry that I went to a different one, but I had to check if... The respawn was 5-head. So Evan won. GG's to Paul. We got, I think, 10th or so. Well, Peck kept his points. So that was funny. So let's go to the... It's hard to go serious again now. Because let's talk about the other previous map, Marius. We had 70, or we have Pack at 76 points. That's absolutely crazy.
Alright, yeah, that's correct. And I mean, 3 map wins. 300 euros already for him. And on the other track he was second because he saved one lap. If he didn't save that one lap, who knows what could have happened. So yeah, Pack far ahead, but Bren has a very great step as well. Carl Jr. on 3rd, doing well. He is always in the top 8, but it was lucky. He's not getting the big points. It's not really getting into the top 2 this time, but still 37 points is great. Kappa 36 also doing well, and Ryu also. Papu sadly lost his points, could have been much further ahead. But yeah, now he can lose, or players can lose all their points. So now you need to be in the top 8, and Pack has a lot of points to lose. But he is good on these tracks.
Yeah, he's good here. I mean, this map also favors him pretty well. A lot of smooth jumps, pretty fast map, I would say. Pretty opened. I like this one, but it's the map that I've seen the least, I would say. Every player practice map number 6. That is coming up after that, but you named it. It is every point that can be lost from a player here, since bottom 8 is losing all their points. I can definitely see someone missing the respawn there, and Riolo actually didn't make the CP there, so it's really hard to, get the right line for that, and definitely things like that will happen. Reminds me of a map in the first season, maybe you remember, where Riolo also didn't get a CP, I think on the first step or something, with that identity. I think Staircase or something was the name of the map. Oh no, that was a different one. But yeah, I mean, what can we expect here? Of course, it's pressure on Pack's shoulders. He's at 76 points. 76 points. I think this is absolutely crazy. This is an even better performance than on the first step that was Pack on the right now. And let's see if he takes it. But I'm gonna go into the map preview because the video is pretty good. So let's take a look onto that. So there you can see the identity, and I mean, I'm not sure if the identity did it quite well in the actual footage there, because you don't want to go that far up. But maybe for the second one, maybe you want to go for the speed, because there's a freewheel block coming after that. And I have mixed feelings about this map. I think that Muda will do good on maps 5 and 6. But other than that, I hope that also Riolo, Kappa, and especially Bran will keep their points, and as well as Papu not suffering from point loss again. But it's completely open for me. I have no like real favorite except of Pack, who has good times here, Marius.
Exactly. Pack has the world record in the campaign over 6 laps with a 6 minutes 31. So he has a good time, but I just spectated him a bit in the warm-up, and I must say he was respawning a few times in the identity. And yeah, missing a CP line is also something that can easily happen, as you already pointed out. And the pressure on Pack's shoulders is huge. He can lose so many points, and that's just after 4 maps already. On the other hand, we have seen what he is doing with pressure. He can hold it pretty well. But yeah, on this map, we don't know. We see it now for the first time in a race. We will see how close this is gonna be. Let's pray that Pack will survive it, because of course he deserves to get through with these points.
Yeah, imagine losing again like 70 plus points. This would be absolutely incredible. Pack does a very good identity here, as you can see, sliding out on that one. But we're actually starting now, and I mean, we don't have any statistics about that, because that's the first time we're gonna see that. Marius named that Pack has the WR on that, and let's go with the first round here, as we have the last phase coming on, the final phase. You lose all of your points, 100% of your points, if you are in the bottom 8 positions. You want to avoid them, and there are big points on stake. People will certainly lose their points, and let's take a look here onto Carl Jr., who's currently in the battle. And everyone has made that first mistake. He looked good in the warm-up though, but is a little bit further behind already. 1.3 seconds. Pack is leading, however, but of course it's still too early to say that. And let's take a look onto Pack. Good speed for him. Look at that. He went for the outside approach to have more speed here in this section. And now the first identity is coming up. So this map is rather short, I would say. Because also of this freewheel part, it feels a lot shorter than it actually is. But the identity, of course, takes a long way as well. Oh my god, what is that identity from Pack? What are you talking about? He has so much speed from that second identity and is extending his lead, so Pack 1, 2, 3, and now is in first going into that next lap here. 0.10 ahead of Kojina. Then we have Massa, Gwen, Papu, Aurel, Bren, Link, and then Riolu finds himself on P11. So 31 points currently lost for the Nordavind player. And also not a good landing here for him.
Yeah, I just wonder if Pack is now thinking about I have to stay in top 8, or is he thinking I just want to win the next map as well? But yeah, the first part of the identity looked a bit safe by everyone, and still Pack kept it on first place. On the second one, he did it like I saw it in the warm-up as well, where it was relatively risky. If he touches there, it can be the rip for him for the top 8 position. So it is quite a risky move to slide out that much. Here on the first one, he straightens out his car quite early. But now on the second one, let's see if he does it again. Yeah, he's sliding a bit, but now he kept a bit of space to the wall, but he definitely gets more speed there. And I saw that there is one kind of little trick or cut where you keep some reactor boost for this section here. Not sure if that is allowed or not, but I think it's a bit faster if you do it. But I don't see anyone using it.
Yeah, and I mean, we have a close fight here between Riolu, Tween, Link, and also like all the other players are well, so no one is really safe up there. Pack has already accumulated a lead of 0.4 of a second, and I think that's where he plays the best. When no one is nearby him, they have to focus. I mean, there's still pressure when you know that people are behind you, but not when you're in a fight or something. So Pack extending his lead to 0.5 of a second. He could win the third map in a row, and he could write history here of getting the most amount of points in a single Trackmania Grand League step, but let's not say it before it is ending here, as Pack goes into identity number 3, does it really good, gets a lot of speed here. Look at that, was not really risky, but let's take a look here onto identity number 2 for him, as Kappa is standing still all of a sudden there. So I think Kappa has a DC or just a display bug, so hopefully nothing really has happened to him, because he is just standing still there, plus 67 seconds. But yeah, Gwen is coming closer towards Pack, and then we see Riolu again, only 800th. Look at that fight here for the 8th position. It's all back and forth between those players.
Yeah, and I just see Carl Jr. with a new fastest lap time, and Link with very low speed, but Carl Jr. also with a mistake. That might be now difficult for Carl Jr. We are already in lap 4, but yeah, he drove the fastest lap, so he has the pace to catch that up. Then we have also Gwen, who came relatively close to Pack, but now it's again 4/10 of a second between both players. And big point losses are already sure to happen. I don't know what exactly happened with Kappa. He was already after like 2 laps, 24 seconds behind, and now this looks to be a disconnect or something. Probably he's not driving currently. So very unfortunate for Kappa, who had 36 points and he will lose them all. Other than that, it is just Carl Jr. who would lose quite a lot of points if he keeps this position there. But he is already gaining and fighting his way back into the green positions. Meanwhile, Pack has low speed, very low speed, and he gets overtaken by Papu, by Spam. Now it's actually getting close here. We are in lap 5, and Pack is now close to the red zone.
Oh my god, that's how fast it can go. And also, look where Gwen is. Gwen from 1st to 14th. So a lot of things have happened here. That is a messy map 5 here. So many things have happened. And Pack now onto P7. So that is a Monka S&a-half, as you can see. And yeah, Pack had low speed here going into that freewheel section here, but also Papu with a mistake, and Papu drops actually so far behind. Bren was also so far in the red, and also Riolu almost jumped off of that socialist roadblock. So now it's all even for them again, as we see Pack going into this identity for the second last time. Let's take a look if will he survive it. It's so close there for that first position. Look at that, Riolu, Aurel, and then also Afi, Tween. Everyone is there, so that is a crazy fight. Spam is in first, and yeah, this goes... It's impossible to call. It's impossible to call that, as I have the normal camera here, and Pack has good speed, so he will secure himself this 6th position at the moment and can maybe come a bit closer, but this won't be a top 2 position for Pack. He needs to rely on a mistake and maybe can push a little bit more, but now Pack up to P2. Look at that, Marius.
Massa currently with the fastest lap time, but he's only on 13th place. This is a back and forth on this track. The chance of Spam to take this victory, even though he was not the fastest here as well, but he drove consistent. All players that were in front made mistakes, but Pack is trying to get these 100 euros. It's incredible that with such a mistake, he still has the chance to get it. but this was not the greatest corner. And Spam has the lead, only needs to survive the identity, and Spam would win his second map already. Can you believe it? The second map in this TMGL season. But Pack always was good in the middle section of this identity. It is 2/10. I mean, it's not clear to say as they are going fast or not so fast over the CP line, but Spam didn't lose anything to Pack, who now, no, Spam will take it, because it's just full speed till the end. Pack gets another second place, great performance, he keeps his points. Where's Carl Jr.? Carl Jr. is on third, so also a good comeback by Carl Jr. also keeps his point.
Oh my.
Yulu keeps his point as well as Brent with another good opportunity. Mother with an early mistake still gets 8th place in the end, beating Link by 100. 100.
So
okay, Link will not lose many points, but he could have, he could have made Mother be unhappy there after this
that was
map here.
That was absolutely crazy. It was a back and forth between all the players, and it was so close. I felt so uncomfortable when casting it, actually. It was so weird seeing this map, and it is actually Pack securing second position here and going up to 90 points. Spam winning his second map, you pointed it out. And now we have this one. We have this one, and also Riolu. Riolu with such a good step. Look at that, he has so many points. That is so good for him. And this map is about to happen now, and yes guys, the identity here, it is infamous. You know, maybe Muda has done this quite well, and he's at 25 points, but look how many points they are on stake. Pack 90 points, Brand 58, Carl Jr. 51 points, and then there's Riolu and P4 with 41 points, so that is beautiful to see the Northern player having so many points, as well as Spam coming back here. I mean, he had 2 third places on map 1 and 2, and now is back up to 30 points after finishing in the lower 8th position on map 3 and 4. But let's go into the trailer here and see what this map has to offer. This is the last map of the evening. It's To The Peak, and let's see what this map is about. Oh my god, you guys didn't see it, but everyone was kind of risking it here in the warm-up, maybe also for the mind games. But this identity, Marius, I have no idea what to think about that. Maybe you can give us more insight about this one, and maybe about the craziness that Muda has done here on this track.
Yeah, on this identity there are several lines possible that you can take, and Muda has found a very risky line that is a lot faster, and Mother has gotten the 6 laps world record with a time of 6 minutes 32 seconds, and we is with that 6 seconds faster than Pack. And we have a break now, so we have more time to talk about it. And I think when people told me in the stream yesterday, Mother was actually beating the old world record by around 10 seconds. So I'm not sure if Pack's line is also something new and already risky. I think in the beginning in the training they all went to the left side, but Pack is now going to the right side in the jumps, while the fastest approach is basically going straight and then diagonal left. And yeah, we will see how consistent Mother is able to get it. But other than the identity, which is of course an important part here on this track is mainly an ice map. We have 2 ice drifts on this track, and you need to be a good ice player to perform them in all 12 cases. And we have of course some players like Mother and also like Massa who are feeling comfortable on ice, so they definitely would have the chance to maybe get it good here on this track, and maybe they can even take a safer identity, but Mother will probably go for the risk. We can also say for the overall standings that Gwen has another very, very weak step. So many people voted for Gwen as the winner of the step phase. But now he's actually, if he continues like that, he is in danger to get demoted to OGL. Can you believe it? But Gwen definitely has to step it up now. He's way too inconsistent. Not sure if he's still not able to train a lot, but he seems to have the pace, just not the consistency at all. And Pack, Carl Jr., they show how it can work as well, that it's possible to keep it over all the tracks. As they showed already in the previous steps, especially Carl Jr. with his consistency. So Gwen has to come back here. We have also, probably we wait for Kappa, I could assume, because he had the issue on the previous map. Massa only with 3 points. So Massa lost his points on the previous map. Also not that great. Also Scrappy not with a great step. And yeah, very unlucky for Papu, who had some really good maps today, but he finds himself now only with 4 points on 11th. So the maximum that he can get with victory here at fastest lap would be 26 points, which is not that much, and also difficult to achieve from this point on, getting the full 22 points on this track. Then we have also Tween. I think he also had some good points today, but he lost it all at several occasions, probably not just once. And but as you said already, in the top 8 we have some really, really big points. On the previous map there were quite a few players keeping their already good points. And this is a very important step for those players. Ryuno, for example, if he wants to get into the top 8, then he needs to keep these points. He will not always have the chance to get over 40 points after 5 maps. That will not always happen. So this is the chance for Ryuno. And also Spam, with that victory on the previous map, these 20 points are just so crucial. He comes back. Of course, he also lost points on the tracks in the middle of the cup. So he could also have been a really, really good step if he didn't lose his points. But well.
Yeah, I mean, as we can see, you already pointed out everything that I also wanted to say. So I think we are thinking kind of the same. But I was talking about that this is the the way it goes now. Step number 3 is very important for that kind of. And as we take a look into the league ranking, as the league ranking will stay like that, look at that, Gwen and Papu, this is unreal to see. And also Kappa, I mean Kappa very unlucky there of course, but 13, 12 points for them, and this is horrible, just saying it, it's horrible and a clear underperformance. And yeah, Gwen is making too many mistakes. You were pointing it out. He's inconsistent on those maps and maybe pushes it a little bit too much. We've seen 2 respawns at least in this step already. So it's unfortunate to see that. But of course, he's still not, maybe putting in too much practice and stuff. And this map can change it all. It was Papu, as you said, losing a lot of points. And he needs a good performance here. And also Riolu, he has to hold those points. As well as Bren, he has to hold his points. 58 points for Bren, and then also Riolu with 41 points. That is so important. Also for Muda, those points are so important, and they have to keep them in order to go a little bit further and to maybe achieve the playoffs and survive and not get into the bottom 4 position. So that can be, or is really important here for the players. And I'm looking forward for this one because you pointed out the 3 routes that we have on this track. It is insanely important to get this one done because you lose 3 seconds with a respawn. The route, Pack said to me, is 3 seconds faster, 1.5 seconds faster. So it is 9 seconds in total. Let's take a look if Pack makes it here. And that's how you do it. You can either go to the left here as Pack does it or to the right. And this is the faster line because you land smooth and get the more direct approach. Pack does it really well, but it's so hard to do. I can tell you guys, if you try this one out, you will probably not pass it in the 1st or 2nd or even 10th attempt. It is so hard to do, and people have to do it here because they're getting pressurized eventually. So that's what I can say about this map. It is a crazy map, and definitely points will be lost on this one. I cannot say it otherwise.
I see now Carl Jr. going into the identity, and he seems to take the very safe approach, going to the left. Maybe that works out. Maybe we see enough crashes so that Carl Jr. survives into the top 8 with his line. Of course, also an important step for him because there's a lot of prize money for the top 8 of the step as well. And Carl Jr. has the chance to stay in front of Pack, but Pack is really getting very close to him. And I mean, what is that mindset by Pack? He's losing on map 6 in the very first step, 82 points. And I mean, you know how you might feel when you go into the second step and you have again a lot of points on your shoulders, and then you have map 6 coming up. The pressure is so high that you might lose your points once more. But Pac then delivered last week an incredible map 6 where he got best lap and race victory with a big margin to second place. And yeah, now he's another time in the situation that he has many points on his shoulders. I mean, last week he was a bit catching up. He lost already his points and he needed good points at the end, so he was maybe not thinking too much about it. This now is very similar to first week's performance. He has a lot of points, and this is now the maximum of pressure that you can have. And then also such a weird track with a risky approach where you can win a lot of time, you can also lose everything there. It is not easy for Pac, but his mindset is just incredible how he just performs after losing 82 points once, that he comes back like that. He just came back stronger, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, Pac, a thing that really helps you is confidence, because Pac knows that he is one of the fastest players. Especially this identity is scary because of this new strategy that was found. It's a lot of mental game that is important now to cope pressure, and I think one thing that Pac can do is coping that pressure. And I actually got wind that Scrappy and Massa have an issue. That's why we have a break and the players are currently warming up. I think it has been fixed, but of course it's still like people are waiting, and now Pac is thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. You know, it could go either way and it's not good. Having a pause on map number 6, it's not good. I tell you, it's not good. It could go either way, but it's not good for the players who have a lot of points. And also, guys, there will be an interview with Pac afterwards. I think if he loses 90 points, I'm not sure if he's gonna do an interview then. But I mean, at first place, let's don't see let's don't see this as a option here. And I think Pac won't do that as well. So I don't want to jinx it here. Pac has the pace, he has the confidence. It's only a mind game, a mental game, and he's good at that as well. So now I think that's everything that he can do, and he should do that. He knows that. So let's go, Pac. Let's do it. He can do it, man. He can do it. I believe in him.
So I'm just searching in my hotkeys who's driving. I see Spam, for example.
Muda as well. You can also click on the names with tab.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, then it's interesting to see with Muda if he takes the risky line and just fails the exit of the dirt.
Yeah, let's see that. Okay, goes for a late slow-mo pass. But yeah, you see, it can be consistent, but then you have to get also the alignment for the next part. And Muda didn't get it good. He didn't get it good, and you need to land in there. And you can also get a penalty there. So it's really hard. You know, it's really hard to do that identity, and you see it. Muda is failing it.
I think he misses a bit of speed. He should have had more speed at the exit of the dirt.
Yeah, but still, I mean, one mistake and you... I mean, mistakes will happen here, but still, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god, man. I think I'm actually nervous right now, because those two last maps made me have a very unpleasant feeling. I'm not too sure about you, Marius.
Yeah, I'm already thinking, what will I do in OGL?
Yeah.
And I approach that. I mean, it's really not easy to find the perfect lane. It's always difficult when you have these mind games and then also combined with map 6.
True.
And then also these ice slides. I mean, the ice slides are also crazy. You can easily fuck it up there. Especially the exit of the first ice slide, where you have a tight chicane afterwards. There's really just one line that makes you going through. It's not easy.
It's not easy, and the map that Muda favors really good. So anyway, I mean, we have not a lot of things to talk about anymore. It's just a waiting game here, and for that I want to advertise for Mario's channel, because he streams almost every day and he makes good content. So if you don't know who Marius is, make sure to follow him here. He's a good guy, a good fellow stream friend of mine, and check him out. He's doing it very well. He's a good player as well, so check him out. And yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way, because maybe some people don't know who Marius is because he's casting the second step with me. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So,
but also I just posted in the link, or is it not correct?
Yeah, Marius89TM.
Yeah, it's correct. Okay. So just wanted to get that out of the way because you might wonder, okay, I hear a second voice here as well. I mean, some people came from your raid and also from the raid from Granadi. But just wanted to get that out of the way. So, yeah, I don't know what to think here. We have one more map. It will be roughly 6 minutes and we still have a pause. Players are currently warming up. I'm not sure if it will continue after that or not. But let's take a look. I actually have to pee. I'm risking it. Yeah. I'm not gonna go to the toilet now. We are live. Just when I said that. Marius, we are live. Let's go. Hello? Marius? I'm not sure if he's gone or not, but I'm just gonna take over lap number 1 here. And follow the all camera here. So this is not a good omen. Tween with the first Scrappy with a mistake. And I was watching the stream while playing matchmaking yesterday, and he made a lot of mistakes in this corner as well. He tapped brake too often and didn't get his smooth transition there in this part. So Marius, just tell when you're back. And another mistake here. Oh my, another mistake here by Link. And also Afi is far behind, so Afi will certainly lose his points. But let's go into the first identity. I'm gonna follow Peck here. He's on P3 and hopefully he won't mess it up. Hopefully he won't mess it up. Evon Riolo with a good line. Peck with more speed. He will go for it. Peck almost touches there on the outside. Let's take a look at Peck is actually going for it and he survives it. What
Right,
is... No.
I guess my TeamSpeak was just, or my voice chat was again just broken for 15 seconds or something. Do you hear me again?
Yeah, Bren dead. Peck and Muda in first and second. Peck and Muda have survived it. Carl Jr. with a safe way on P3 touches the penalty stand. And Marius take it over now. We have a messy lap 1 that has been done here. And also Riolu on P5 here. Great performance in the battle here for P3 even.
Yeah, that is a typical Bren moment, to be honest. That happened so often to him, and this is exactly what I meant with Peck, that he had lost also.
Oh, Riolu!
Riolu? Oh no, he had to respawn. He's now behind Tween. Oh, there's so much happening on this track. This track is so difficult. Peck has already a 5 seconds lead to the red positions in the middle of second lap. I mean, what is this? Peck and Muda, as expected, are the 2 leaders, but if they fuck up here, I mean, at this point they could actually save. With that lead, they could save now.
Yeah,
but
will they
Peck
do so? Peck!
He survives. He has a penalty, of course, but he survives it. He will stay in the top positions. I mean, Aurel is getting there, and Peck is still 4th with that. I mean, wow.
Oh my god, that was very lucky, even though he made that mistake. And Riolu actually comes back here. Actually, look at that, Riolu with that up to P13 again, so nothing is lost for Riolu in this part. So you named it, it's 5 seconds between P8 and P1, and Muda is 2 seconds ahead. This reminds me of like Trackmania Grand League Season 2 or Season 1, pardon me, where the maps were extremely difficult, and this ice part suits Muda very well. You can see it, beautiful ice turns here, and also Peck does it really well. Look at the speed from Peck, here comes closer towards Evon and Aurel. We are on lap 3, and Peck could make it 3 digits. 3 digits of points to his name. And yeah, we spam Bren both and 15 and 16 not feeding the ice. They are dead. They are more than 10 seconds behind. It will be super hard for them. But let's go into the next identity. Evon also doing it good. Let's take a look here onto Peck. Will Peck survive it? Peck is going for it. Peck is hitting the tree actually again. So Peck, oh my god, he's so lucky. And Peck is surviving it yet again and is up or down to P5. But he's playing with fire right now. Look at that.
Yeah, that is super risky. I mean, after this first lap, if he made interface on and see his gap, he definitely didn't need to risk anymore. And always his jump right before the identity, it looks not that great. He is always landing a bit sideways. So I think he's already losing a bit of speed there. But then he also does not get the line and hits the tree. Luckily for him, he did not need to respawn, but this is definitely... I mean, he still can get second place. Aurel loses his grip on the ice, and Aurel will fall down a lot. Now in the second try, he gets it better, but he is now behind Carl Jr., Afi Kappa. Carl Jr. now would keep his points, but yeah, we see Riolu now in the red positions as as well as Bren and Spam. So unfortunate for these players. A lot of low point players are currently in the top 8 positions, but Pack would currently also keep his points. Can he make
Muda?
it? This time it looks very good, and Muda has lost a lot of time. Now Pack and Muda are equal, and they are overtaking all the others. Pack is in the lead.
What is happening? Muda with the respawn, and it's Pack. Papu is dead. Oh my god, what is that map? Pack is leading the race. Oh
That
no.
was the fastest lap with a .89. Very safe, of course.
Okay, let's take a look here. Gwen not with the best ice light. Can Carl Jr. come closer? Yes, he can. So much is happening and so much potential. And Riolu is not catching up though. So he's the player who loses 41 points and still has the chance here. But let's take a look onto the fight here. Pack with a good ice light. Muda did it good as well. And we also see Evon, Papu, Gwen and Kappa. Wait, Gwen is dead and now Aurel is up and Riolu only 1 second behind. He has to cope the pressure, but let's go into this identity. So many things are happening. I cannot comprehend what is going on here, but there's only 2 more identities to go. Pack has 5 seconds in spare, and let's take a look. Is he going for the 400 euro? Yes, he's going for it and he's passing it, but Muda is doing it as equal as Pack, but he is surviving it though, and Pack is extending his lead, and wow, that is absolutely crazy. So Pack in the lead, going into that last lap. Pack could make it 112 points, Marius.
Yeah, what is this number, please? But there's so much happening also at the back. Last lap, it was interesting. The gap between first and ninth was actually less than after 1.5 laps after Mada's crash. But yeah, Mada takes over the lead now. So Mada, of course, also definitely wants to win on this track. And Mada would also get a good step with that. 45 points would be very, very nice for him, even though he definitely had also a lot of bad maps today. But the last ones were good. He's overtaking now Pack, and we go into the end of this last map here. Mada still keeps the lead here. It is 1/10 between him and Pack. Both going wide on the dirt, both will risk it, that's for sure.
Oh. Let's take a look here. It's Pack surviving it, looking good. Can Pack win this? He has more speed, does he? No, but it is...
No, Mada will win it, but Pack will keep his points. Pack with an incredible step here. Tween takes over the fastest lap, by the way. And Carl Jr., he will also keep his points on 5th position. Kappa on 6th. Papu also now with at least a good last map. Also Avon with 3rd place, of course. Great. Afi again keeping his points. He's getting always into the top 8 in all the steps. Riolu sadly out. Riolu loses his points. Half a second is missing for him. And he finishes on 9th place. And then, of course, Bren. Always Bren. On map 6, when he has many points, he loses them. That is so unfortunate for him. Same goes for Spam. Other than that, we have a lot of low point players in the red zone as well, who do not lose a lot of points. But yeah, Pack is now the big winner here. 104 points overall. He will still stay behind Carl Jr. because also Carl Jr. gets another 2nd place in the step, 60 points. Mada with 45, Afi 24 points, Aurel 22 points.
Okay.
Incredible.
Let's add Pack to the call. Let's add Pack to the call. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
What is... Dude, are you a machine? Do you have feelings or...
Oh my god. This is unreal.
Dude, how did you survive touching the tree twice and then also getting first, like into like lap 5?
Oh, it was just my day. That was just, it had to happen. I mean, that was very lucky. I can't believe that actually still happened. I was so shaky, so shaky, but I think it was the luck was with me. The luck was with me today.
Yeah, but deserved though. So if you have any questions to Pack, make sure to hit them. And also one thing on track number, I think it was track number 4, the clip on the inside.
Oh my god, it would have been world record. It would have been world record. I was gutted. I can't believe it. Why did I risk?
Dude,
I can't believe
Pack,
it. That was such a dumb mistake, but whatever. I still won that one.
You played Trackmania Grand League. You're not in trainings mode, man. You're absolutely crazy.
I can't believe this.
What a performance, man. What a day for you. Getting I think your worst placement was second today.
Yeah, my average was 1.5 today.
Oh
What
my.
was your
Classic
mindset?
What mindset? Ooh,
Going
mindset.
into the last map, what was your mindset? Did you think at some point I should maybe here and there save it? You know, I was asking that to keep the top 8. I mean, after just 1.5 laps, you were already 5 seconds ahead of the red zone.
I know. I just felt like I felt comfortable with the line I was doing, and I knew what I had to fix. I was too busy trying to figure out the speed that I was going on the entry into the bounce part. But there's a line that if you smooth steer when you land on the reset, and just do it like that, smooth steer then no steer, you get the nice bounce, which is what I ended up doing on laps I think 4, 5, 6. I just calmed myself. I was like, look, you're 5 seconds in front, just chill out, it's not close, just do what you need to do. And it kept working. And on the last lap I knew I was 6 seconds in front of 9th, but I said to some of the boys beforehand, I said to Card and Spam, I was like, look, I'm going to try and beat Mudder on his own map. And because, what was it, halfway through the last lap, we were like neck and neck, 0,000s between us. So I was like, right, if I don't risk it, I'm going to regret it. So I thought, well, might as well go for it and see what happens. That's why I went for it last lap.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
tempted, I was very tempted to do the link line because I got quite consistent at that, but in high pressure situations, you don't really want to do that. So I held it back. I was really wanting to do it, but I mean that whole pause, my heart rate was just so elevated the entire time. So I couldn't even. I was just all over the shop.
Yeah, that was absolutely mental, man. I mean, what would have been your mindset? Did you think about failing on the last map in any way? Maybe that was also the reason why you lost on map 1. I don't on step 1. I don't know, man. But I mean, did you think about failing in one part?
No. I mean, when I hit the tree, I was absolutely terrified, mate. I hit the tree and I was like, obviously I knew in training because I learned this new route last night.
Yeah.
I knew that if you hit the tree with enough speed, you can bounce onto the thing. So I wasn't too worried about hitting the tree. It was just face on with the tree. But then again, I knew all the routes to get like my time back. So because I had already a good advantage, I think I was comfortable. If everyone made the first lap, then it would have been a different story maybe, and I would have had to risk a lot more.
Yeah.
But no, I felt okay. But obviously the -82 comes into mind. Like it will come into mind. But the -82 was because of I don't know. It wasn't so much I was freaking out. It was more I just like a slight twitch. I slightly overturned to the left, and that's why I crashed that one. This one, I mean, I had to keep composure on the smooth steering. Otherwise, as you saw, I hit the tree. Like it would have all gone to waste.
Yeah,
so,
that was lucky.
Yeah, I think it was just with me today. It was with me. But then also map 5, I almost missed the checkpoint and then obviously crashed on the right because I had to carry on going up I had to adjust because I was like, I'm not going to make it, so I had to accelerate, and then my line was completely gone, so that was scary as well. Map 5 was really scary.
Yes, I saw that you struggled in the warm-up already with the identity on map 5. You also touched there a few times the wall.
Yeah, I didn't have the flow. I just didn't have my line. Like in training, my line was really safe and fast. Yet in match, it was terrifying every time I got to it. It's such a simple bit of the track, but if you fail it, then you're screwed. Like if you miss the checkpoint, that's it. That's what was scary.
Well, I mean, that was, I think, the sickest performance I've seen thus far in Trackmania Grand League. It was absolutely crazy, and I mean, you have almost secured yourself the position in the playoff, and not only that, I mean, I was a bit disappointed because you didn't win 3 maps, but I mean, you won 3 maps, man. That is absolutely crazy. Going home with 300 euro, 300 well-deserved euros, so congratulations toward that, of course. And I mean, yeah, also the mental game was there, I had the feeling. Because yesterday I was watching Scrappy's stream, and maybe you have watched it, but Muda was finding out about the strategy, and apparently everyone was spamming Muda in Scrappy's chat, and he was going for it, and he didn't make it. And I was like, this is insanely hard to do. And yeah, Muda just did it again. He redeemed himself, and it was so good. So Big mental game also before the match with the break. That was also pretty scary, actually.
It was, but I mean, I completely understand. I mean, you guys can't see the chat, can you?
Nah, we cannot.
No, you can't. So there's a big discussion. Kappa was really unhappy because obviously he disconnected lap 2 on map 5, which last week Mudder gets a restart, but Kappa didn't get a restart. So it's kind of it sucks because if one player gets one way and then another player in the same situation gets different outcome, it doesn't really make sense. But I mean, Kappa composed himself and obviously got points on the last map, but it's obviously not as many as he was wanting because he would have finished map 5.
How many did he get?
I think he's only got like 8 points or 7 points from this step.
Still only a solace though. I mean, 36 to 8. That's.
I know it sucks,
that's
and
nothing.
It matters to him because he's like, he's quite far down the table anyway, isn't he? So he kind of needed that, but.
I mean, there is a little difference, I think. If it's happened now in lap 2, then the race was already ongoing, but the thing is, that was already at the start. Basically, he was not even starting, and it was just for us also weird that the race continued for so long until something happened. But super unlucky for Kappa.
It is unlucky. I do feel bad for him.
I also see it on Twitter now, so I'll smelling a drama because it's definitely something we have to consider because you named it. Last week there was a restart for Muda, and now
I guess there is slight differences in the fact that Muda didn't start, but it took the admin so long to recognize it. So I'm not entirely sure what really is going to happen with this, but I mean, I'm happy that I got 100 and whatever was it, 102 points, was it? 104. 104. Highest ever step. Right, let's get Tweet going.
Let's go, man. Let's go. So insane performance, I just have to say. And I mean, it was a very important step for everyone. And with that, Kappa disconnecting. I mean, he's so far down, as well as Papu and Gwen. So completely disappointed by them. I mean, they could get demoted into OGL. Think about that. This is like, it was such an important step for everyone. For you, as well as for the other ones. But I mean, you are just playing for different placements than the others. So just gonna say that.
Yeah, can't let Carl be too isolated at the top, can you?
Yeah. Carl just had the luck of not losing his points on step 1.
Yeah, he's just so composed. Like, he just knows like at all times where he needs to be. He can risk when he wants to risk. He does everything that he needs to do.
Oh, you need to.
Today he was very lucky though on one track.
You need to rewatch it.
No, I will. Don't you worry about it. I'm gonna be rewatching this step all week. This is unbelievable, man.
One of the craziest steps I've ever seen, I have to say. And I mean, I'm covering the 3rd season already, so I mean, it's absolutely crazy and well deserved for you taking it.
How was the cast, guys? How was it good? Was it nice to watch everything?
Yes, it was absolutely fantastic. We had good amount of views thanks to raids today, but also it was very insane of like just watching it. It was so high level. I mean, you were in the fight and in the top almost every time, so we could focus on that. So 104 points. Granadi rated. Maybe the next TMGL player. Who knows? Who knows? So
hopefully, it'd be nice to see him up here. It'd be nice to see him practice OGL a bit more. I would like to see that.
Yeah,
because I think he can. Yeah, exactly. There's exams. I know. I got them going on at the moment as well, but not too soon. It's still a month away from mine, but yeah, I understand what he's going through. It's just, it's hard to know what to prioritize. Like, I do an hour each day, Trackmania, max. I think this week I did 5 during the week, and then the weekend I've done 3 each day. So, well, 4 yesterday, I think. So it's just about getting the timings that you need.
Yeah, finding the consistency. True.
I mean, when it gets close to my exams, I will not be playing Trackmania, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm now in a position that helps.
Understandable.
Well, my exam's the 8th and 9th of March, so it's after Grand League.
That's good,
though.
But
I will probably take a step back on step 6 and then playoffs. I'll just hopefully I've got a good enough pace during the actual steps, and then I'll train on the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, ready for the finals.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm in a decent position. I think I look all right.
So I think.
And I guess till then your aim is to get first place over after the 6 steps to beat Carl Jr. Right?
It would be nice. It'd be nice to get closer. I think there's a chance if the next 2 maps are nice and tech styled, or like I don't know. To be honest, any style. As long as I can understand them quickly, then I'll be all.
Okay, actually I have a different cast now because M&M Gaming is playing against Numalops now in the final, in the tech final. So
yeah, of course.
it's going on now and I'm casting that as well. So thank you, Peck, again for the interview.
Man.
And
Yeah, no worries.
Huh?
No worries. Have a good cast. I hope M&M win.
Yeah, thank you.
Obviously.
And thanks for, I mean, it's starting now. They just waited. They delayed it by 15 minutes already. And thank you so much for joining in. Glad that you kept your points. And thanks also, Marius, for duo casting today. Was a lot of fun. Was a pleasure. And I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.